Thank you, Squarespace, for sponsoring this video. So the Apple Watch Ultra has been out for a little over a week now. We've had some time to play with it, and today I want to show you guys some of my favorite apps and complications for this amazing watch, making it even more fun to use. Let's ramble.
Hold up, place go wild when I pull up. They all on me like it once.
Hey, what's up guys? It's great to see you all again. And if you're new here, I'm Patrick, and this is where I ramble about tech and other stuff. So guys, you know what it's like. You get a new device and you're all over it. You explore all that it has on board, and that's awesome. But then you get to a point where you start to wonder, what else can it do? And in the case of the Apple Watch Ultra, that will inevitably lead you down the rabbit hole of apps and complications. Of course, there's a ton of them out there, but today I wanted to share some of my personal favorites with you guys. Some will be baked into the Apple Watch, and some of them are third-party apps. I'll show you how I've set up my watch, which complications I've added to that watch face, and what apps I use on a daily basis, making this watch even more useful. And maybe there's a couple of cool new finds in there for you as well. So for the watch face, of course I chose the Wayfinder. I mean, how could I not? It's the hot new exclusive for this brand new watch, and I'm here for it. Thankfully, there's a couple of ways we can customize it, so even if we all essentially pick the same watch face, you can still make it your own. So for a style, I picked the hours, nice and simple, looks clean. I went for the latitude and longitude bezel. Not that I'll ever use it, but let's be honest, it looks dope. I went for the Adventurer Black because it's somewhat understated, and I like to see the orange hardware accents of the watch extended to my watch face as well. Now, the fun part about this Wayfinder watch face is the fact that it allows for lots of complications right on the watch face, 8 to be exact. So let me run you through the ones I'm using. Most obviously, perhaps, is the call complication. One of the major selling points of this watch for me is the strong cellular connection, as well as the dual speaker system and the improved mic array, which allows you to make crispy, clear phone calls right from your watch. And because it's such a chunky boy, misdialing numbers is a thing of the past. I love having that available to me instantly, so the call complication was a no-brainer for me. Another absolute must-have for me is just press record. This has been one of my favorite apps, and if you're an OG to the channel, chances are you've heard me talk about this app in previous apps videos. What this basically is a big red record button, or a small one in case of the Apple Watch, that does literally just one thing, record. Just press the button and instantly it starts recording. Press it again and your recordings are saved in the cloud. I have the exact same app and widget on my iPhone, my iPad, and even on my Mac. Whenever I have a thought worth noting, or I need to remind myself of something on the go, I tap record and bam, it's on all my devices. The coolest part is that it automatically transcribes everything it records, and it does a very good job at that. Definitely worth checking out. Next up is Spotify, another absolute essential for me. I love going to the gym, but what I don't love is the noise and the crappy music at said gym. So my Apple AirPods Pro 2s are in my ears at all times. By the way, I just did a review on these bad boys. I will put a link to that video in the description. Anyway, Spotify is still my weapon of choice, and I really like the way they did the watch app. You can listen to music straight from the watch if you're on a premium plan without your iPhone present, which is of course great for things like the gym or if you like to go out running. But you can also use your watch interface as a remote control whenever Spotify is playing on one of your other devices. Next up is Nuki. Now this one is pretty specific because it is attached to an actual physical product, but it's too cool not to mention, because tapping on this complication actually opens the front door to our house. So guys, before we continue down our list of awesome apps, I want to quickly talk to you about Squarespace. If you're a creative or any kind of professional for that matter, it is really important to build your own brand, and the easiest way to be found online is to create your own website. No idea how to do that? Squarespace is the perfect tool for you. Trust me, I don't know the first thing about building websites either, but when I put together my website using Squarespace about 2 years ago, it literally took me a couple of hours from start to finish. You just pick one of Squarespace's awesome templates, depending on your business, and from there you can customize it and really make it your own. You can create member areas, you can set up an online store, do email campaigns, you name it. I'm actually thinking about starting a blog so I can share things like these best apps with you guys in the form of articles, so you can read them whenever you're in a place where watching videos isn't ideal. Needless to say that I'll be using Squarespace to set that up, because it's just that easy. So guys, try it out for yourself. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, make sure you go to squarespace.com/PatrickRambles to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain using the code PatrickRambles. Right, back to the video. Moving on to the 4 complications in the center of the watch, and I can be quick about those as most of them are baked in. The top one is the date. That's just something I want to be able to see immediately, and tapping it leads me directly to my calendar so I can get a quick glance of all the stuff I need to do that day. Below it is the battery indicator. I'm slightly obsessed with making sure my devices are charged, and this one has an added bonus because when you tap it, you can quickly toggle low power mode if needed. I've got the workout complication at hand as well, since I do use the Apple Watch primarily as a fitness tracker, and I really love the animation when a workout is ongoing. The last one is not baked in, and it is my favorite weather app of all time. Now, before you roll your eyes and skip ahead, not so fast. This app comes with an attitude. Let's just say it has a very unique way of describing the weather. You can actually determine its personality in the settings menu, ranging from professional, when you need to keep things clean, to homicidal, to overkill. You can even choose its political orientation, and you can toggle profanity on and off. This app cracks me up. Oh, and it's actually a very accurate and detailed weather app as well. Right, moving on from the watch face, there are a couple of more apps that I use on a daily basis. Phone Buddy is an excellent app for my fellow scatterbrains. Whenever you leave your phone behind somewhere, it will notify you with or without an alarm. Now, Apple does have very good Find apps, and you can set your Find Devices app to notify you when you leave your phone behind as well, but I find that these notifications often come in long after you've already left the place, and Phone Buddy is much quicker, so I can quickly turn around and grab my phone. By the way, guys, I'm always on the lookout for these awesome apps, not just for the watch, but also for the iPhone, the iPad, and for the Mac. There's plenty of that stuff already on the channel and more coming your way. So if you're into that type of content, a sub to the channel would be much appreciated. I love using the noise app on the watch as well, which shows you how loud it is in a certain environment. The cool thing about this app though, is that it also shows you exactly how much of that noise is reduced by the ANC on your Apple AirPods. Very cool feature. These next 2 apps are almost identical, and that is Shazam and SoundHound. You probably already know these apps. I use both of them because on the off chance that one of them doesn't recognize a song, the other one will. I've been a big fan of these apps on my phone, and having the option on my Apple Watch makes things that much quicker and easier. Next up is Stowcard, which is a third-party app that lets you scan and add most loyalty cards, store cards, membership cards, and basically any card that has a barcode or a QR code. I hate bulky wallets, and this has been one of my favorite phone apps, and having it available on the watch is just perfect. And with a large screen on the Ultra, it works without fail. I do need to give a shout out to good old Apple Wallet here too though. Sure, we can upload our wallets and pay for stuff, but it does much more than that. I was actually able to add my car key to my Apple Watch so I can use it to open up and start the car. I love that kind of stuff. I'm a nerd, what can I say? Another highly underrated app is iTranslate. We've all been there. You're riding a subway or something, and you know the people across from you are gossiping about you in their native language. If only you knew what they were saying. Well, iTranslate got you covered. Just set the language you wanted to translate to, being your language, tap the flag, and let your watch do the eavesdropping. The app will translate everything in real time. Also very useful during multilingual business meetings. If all that stuff stresses you out, give Headspace a try. This app has been around for a few years now, but it's still the best no-nonsense guided meditation app in my opinion. And I think it's really cool that it has a dedicated Apple Watch app, so I don't need to whip out my phone for a quick meditation session. Just pick an exercise and relax. And at the end of my day, for the ultimate wind down, I love using the improved sleep tracker. My nights are very short, so it's important to me that the hours that I do sleep are good quality sleep. I didn't use it as much on my previous Apple Watches because of the poor battery life, but with the Ultra's outstanding battery capacity, I now use the sleep tracker every single night, and it's been super helpful in pinpointing the patterns in my sleep. So guys, those were some of my absolute favorite apps and complications for this shiny new Apple Watch. If you enjoyed the video, please give one of these. It really does help the channel. Subscribe for more content. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.